There is a power within you greater than any obstacle before you. A door stands waiting, one that leads to everything you seek. Yet often we find ourselves pacing back and forth, knocking on doors that refuse to open, growing anxious and frustrated. But what if I told you that the right door does not require force, that the path meant for you is already set in motion? You do not need to struggle, chase, or beg for opportunities. The very moment you align yourself with faith, true, unwavering faith, you will see doors open where there once were walls. This is not blind optimism. This is a truth that governs the universe. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and your inner vision determine the reality you walk into. If you trust, without fear or doubt, that God is working through you, then every delay, every closed door, and every challenge will be revealed as a necessary step towards something greater. So today, let go of worry. Release the fear of missing out. You cannot miss what is truly meant for you. Stand firm in the knowing that the right door will open, not by force, but by faith. Everything you see in the world around you, every invention, every great achievement, every structure that stands tall, once existed as an invisible thought in someone's mind. Before it was made real, it was imagined. This is the foundation of all creation. What you hold in your mind with clarity and conviction must express itself in your world. Consider for a moment the journey of anything that has ever been accomplished. The car you drive, the phone you use, the home you live in, all were ideas before they became reality. Someone envisioned them, believed in their existence before they had proof, and persisted in that vision until it took physical form. This principle does not only apply to inventions and great works, it applies to your life. Your circumstances are not random. They are the result of your most dominant thoughts and feelings, the beliefs you accept, the ideas you nurture, the inner conversations you engage in. All of these shape your external reality. If you believe you are limited, that opportunities are scarce, that you are stuck, then life will reflect those beliefs back to you in the form of obstacles, disappointments, and delays. But the moment you shift your inner world, your outer world must follow. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It only follows the impressions you give it. If you constantly picture yourself struggling, if you dwell on past failures, if you rehearse fear in your mind, then life will continue to mirror those fears. But if you dare to see yourself as successful, if you immerse yourself in the feeling of already having what you desire, then reality has no choice but to conform to that image. This is not wishful thinking. It is a law as real as gravity. The unseen world of thought and imagination is the blueprint for what becomes tangible. You do not need to see physical evidence before you believe. In fact, waiting for proof is what keeps most people stuck. The moment you accept an idea as true and live from that state of mind, life begins to rearrange itself to bring that vision to life. Every person who has ever achieved something great first saw it in their mind. They held on to that vision despite doubt, despite circumstances that seemed to say otherwise. They understood that the world outside of them was simply a reflection of their inner state, and so they remained faithful to their imaginal act. Those who understand this truth walk with certainty. They know that what they imagine with full conviction will materialize, and they do not waver in that belief, no matter what appears in front of them. Most people live in reaction to their circumstances, allowing what they see and experience to dictate how they feel and what they believe. They wait for things to change before they feel secure, wait for proof before they have faith, and wait for doors to open before they believe they are capable. But this is moving backward. Creation does not work this way. You do not wait for the evidence. You create the evidence by first assuming the feeling of already having what you desire. To live in the end means to occupy in imagination the reality of your wish fulfilled. It means assuming without doubt, hesitation, or contradiction that you are already the person you wish to become, already living the life you desire, already experiencing the success, the love, the joy that you seek. You do not concern yourself with the how or when. You do not waver because of external appearances. You persist in the inner conviction that what you have imagined is already yours. Think of an actor preparing for a role. They do not simply recite lines. They step into the identity of the character. They feel as that character would feel, think as that character would think, and respond as that character would respond. Over time, they become indistinguishable from the role they play. This is the same process you must adopt for your own life. If you desire success, you must embody the mind and emotions of a successful person before any visible success appears. If you seek love, you must feel loved, valued, and cherished within, before the world reflects that love back to you. Your mind cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is imagined with full conviction. When you persistently assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, your subconscious accepts it as fact, and reality begins to reshape itself to match that assumption. Circumstances will shift, people will move, opportunities will arise, not by chance, but as a direct response to the state of consciousness you have adopted. Many struggle because they remain fixated on their current situation. They pray for change, yet constantly reaffirm the lack, the struggle, the absence of what they want. They say, I hope this happens, rather than I know it is already mine. But hope implies uncertainty. It suggests that what you desire is separate from you, when in truth, everything you seek already exists within you. The only requirement is that you claim it internally. There is no waiting in creation. You do not wish, beg, or plead for what is already yours. You assume it. You walk, talk, and think from the state of already having. You align your inner world so completely with your desire that there is no room for doubt. You stop checking for signs, stop looking for confirmation, because you know that your assumption is a reality in its own right. And when you hold to this inner state without contradiction, the world outside of you must conform to it. This is not forcing things to happen. It is allowing them to unfold naturally by aligning with the version of yourself that already possesses what you desire. Every great achievement, every moment of transformation follows this pattern. Those who succeed do not wait for permission from the world. They do not ask if it is possible. They live as though it is already done. They know that the only requirement for manifestation is unwavering belief in the end result. In this world, most people rely on their physical senses to define reality. They believe only in what they can see, hear, and touch. If something is not yet visible, they assume it does not exist. But this is the greatest illusion. What is unseen is far more real than what is seen, because everything that exists first began in the invisible realm of thought and belief, before it took shape in the physical world. Faith is not about hoping or wishing, it is about knowing. It is the ability to stand firm in conviction, even when everything around you appears unchanged. It is the ability to look beyond what your senses tell you and trust in the unseen forces working beneath the surface. Just as a seed lies beneath the soil, hidden from sight, yet growing every moment, so too is the reality you desire already forming, even if you cannot yet see it. Most people make the mistake of placing their faith in appearances. If they see struggle, they believe struggle is all that exists. If they see lack, they accept it as their truth. They allow their current circumstances to dictate their state of mind, not realizing that circumstances are merely the reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. The world is a mirror, constantly reshaping itself according to what you hold in your imagination. If you wish to change your life, you must first change what you accept as true within yourself, regardless of what the outer world seems to say. History is filled with those who walked by faith and not by sight. They did not wait for visible evidence before they believed. Instead, they held on to an inner vision so strongly that the world had no choice but to conform to it. They did not allow setbacks to shake them, nor did they allow the opinions of others to plant doubt in their minds. They understood that reality bends to the one who refuses to accept limitations. To have faith is to see with the eyes of the Spirit, to know that what you desire is already yours, even before the physical confirmation arrives. It means living in a state of certainty, not based on external conditions, but on the understanding that all things are created first in the mind. If you seek health, you do not focus on illness. If you seek abundance, you do not dwell on lack. If you seek love, you do not entertain thoughts of loneliness. Instead, you turn inward and align yourself with the reality you wish to experience. This is the test that few are willing to take. Many waver, allowing doubt to creep in the moment things do not change instantly. They let go of their belief when circumstances seem unchanged, not realizing that faith requires persistence. It is easy to believe when everything is going well, but true faith is tested in moments of uncertainty. It is the ability to remain unshaken when the world gives you every reason to doubt. It is the power to declare something is true before the world agrees. The mistake most people make is that they wait for their circumstances to change before they allow themselves to believe. They say, I will have faith when I see proof. But that is not faith. That is merely reacting to the physical world. Faith does not wait for proof, it creates the proof. It moves before the world moves. It speaks the unseen into existence and holds to that vision until the world catches up. You must train yourself to look beyond appearances. What you see right now is not the full picture. Just as the roots of a tree grow in silence before the first leaf appears, just as the foundation of a building is laid long before the structure is visible, your desire is already set in motion the moment you claim it in your mind. Do not be deceived by delays. Do not let temporary circumstances shake your conviction. What you seek is already seeking you, and it is only a matter of time before it manifests in the physical world. Every day, from the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep, You are engaged in a constant, silent dialogue with yourself. This inner conversation is often unnoticed, yet it is the most powerful force shaping your life. The words you speak internally, whether of confidence or doubt, abundance or lack, success or failure, determine the direction of your future. Most people believe their circumstances dictate how they think and feel, but in reality, the opposite is true. It is the thoughts you repeatedly entertain, the stories you tell yourself, and the beliefs you hold in your mind that mold the world around you. Your life is simply a reflection of your most dominant inner dialogue. If you are constantly affirming struggle, disappointment, and fear in your mind, then your life must conform to those assumptions. If you tell yourself you are not good enough, that opportunities are scarce, that you will never succeed, then the world will mirror those beliefs back to you in the form of obstacles and setbacks. Your mind is like fertile soil. It does not discriminate between the seeds you plant. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, those will grow just as surely as seeds of confidence, abundance, and success. The problem is that most people allow their inner conversations to run on autopilot, unaware of the destructive patterns they are reinforcing every day. They repeat the same worries, the same complaints, and the same negative assumptions, not realizing that with each repetition, they are cementing those ideas into reality. If you want to change your life, you must first change the way you speak to yourself. You must become aware of the silent conversations happening within you and deliberately reshape them to align with the life you desire. Instead of saying, "I can't afford this," say, "Wealth and opportunities are flowing to me effortlessly." Instead of saying, "Nothing ever works out for me," say, "Everything is always working in my favor, even if I cannot see it yet." Instead of saying, "I am stuck," say, "I am always progressing and new doors are opening for me." At first, this shift may feel unnatural, especially if you have spent years reinforcing limiting beliefs. But persistence is key. Just as a river carves through rock over time, repetition will reshape your mind. The more you affirm a new reality internally, the more natural it will become, until one day it is no longer something you are trying to believe. It is something you know as truth. The power of inner conversation is not just about positive thinking. It is about assuming the identity of the person you wish to become. If you constantly affirm success, but inwardly see yourself as a failure, your life will not change. You must go beyond words and step into the feeling of already being the person you aspire to be. Speak to yourself as if you have already achieved what you desire. Feel the confidence, security, and gratitude that comes with it. When this inner transformation takes place, the outer world has no choice but to follow. You do not need external validation to begin this process. You do not need anyone else to believe in you. The only requirement is that you believe in yourself. Your inner world is the blueprint for your outer world, and every thought you persist in is a brick in the foundation of your future. You are always shaping your destiny, whether consciously or unconsciously. The question is, what kind of future are you creating with the words you whisper to yourself every day? Most people believe that struggle is necessary for success. They have been conditioned to think that only through hardship, sacrifice, and relentless effort can they achieve what they desire. They wear struggle like a badge of honor, convinced that suffering proves their worthiness. But this is an illusion, one that keeps them trapped in an endless cycle of frustration and exhaustion. Struggle is not the path to success. Resistance and force only create more resistance. The moment you let go of struggle, you open yourself to the effortless flow of life. Letting go of struggle does not mean giving up. It means surrendering the need to force things into existence. It means understanding that life is not meant to be an uphill battle, but a dance of alignment. When you are in harmony with what you seek, things unfold naturally. Opportunities appear effortlessly. Doors open without force, and the right people come into your life at the perfect time. This is not luck. It is the result of letting go of resistance and allowing the unseen forces of creation to work in your favor. Consider the way water flows. It does not fight its path. It does not struggle to move forward. It simply follows the path of least resistance, effortlessly shaping the world around it. Yet despite its gentleness, it carves through mountains and reshapes landscapes. This is the power of ease. When you release the need to struggle, you do not become weak, you become unstoppable. Many people hold on to struggle because they equate effort with progress. They believe that if they are not constantly working, pushing, and fighting, they are not moving forward. But effort and struggle are not the same. True progress comes from inspired action, not forced labor. When you are aligned with your vision, you do not need to chase opportunities. They are drawn to you. When you trust that what you seek is already on its way, you do not need to exhaust yourself trying to make things happen. The greatest obstacle to success is not external circumstances, it is internal resistance. It is the belief that things must be difficult, that success must be earned through hardship, that nothing comes easily. These beliefs create a reality where struggle becomes inevitable. But when you shift your mindset and let go of the idea that suffering is necessary, you begin to experience life differently. You start to see that everything you desire is already within reach, and that ease, not effort, is the key to unlocking it. People who struggle the most are often the ones who try to control everything. They grip tightly to their desires, constantly checking for signs, worrying about outcomes, and doubting whether things will work out. This control creates tension, and tension blocks the very thing they seek. Imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. But when you relax your grip, the sand remains effortlessly in your palm. This is the essence of letting go. Letting go of struggle requires trust. It requires faith that what is meant for you cannot be lost, that you do not need to fight for your destiny, that the universe is already working on your behalf. It means releasing the belief that success is something you must chase, and instead understanding that success is something you align with. When you stop struggling, you allow yourself to move with life instead of against it. You start to notice the signs and opportunities that were always there but were previously hidden by your resistance. You realize that the journey does not have to be filled with stress, worry, or exhaustion. It can be effortless, joyful, and filled with ease. There is a divine force working within you at all times. It is not something outside of you, not something distant or separate, but a power that flows through your very being. It is the intelligence behind all creation, the force that gives life to every heartbeat, every breath, and every thought. This power does not operate in the sky, nor does it exist only in sacred places. It is present within you, waiting to be recognized and expressed. Most people search for God outside of themselves. They look to religious texts, spiritual leaders, or distant heavens, believing that divine power is something they must seek. But the truth is, God is not found through seeking. God is experienced through being. This presence is already within you, shaping your desires, guiding your intuition, and responding to your every thought. The moment you realize this, you stop looking for answers outside and start understanding that you are already connected to the infinite source of wisdom and power. Every thought you think, every feeling you entertain, every action you take is an expression of this divine energy. You are not separate from creation. You are a vessel through which it flows. The ideas that come to you, the dreams that stir in your heart, the deep knowing that calls you towards something greater, these are not random. They are whispers from the divine, guiding you toward your highest purpose. The mistake most people make is ignoring these inner promptings, dismissing them as wishful thinking, or doubting that they are capable of manifesting what has been placed in their heart. God moves through you when you align with the highest version of yourself. This does not mean striving to be perfect or forcing yourself to meet an impossible standard. It means surrendering to the truth that you are already complete, already connected, already worthy. It means trusting the desires that have been planted in your soul, knowing they were placed there for a reason. If you have a vision, a calling, or an idea that excites and inspires you, that is God speaking through you, urging you to bring it into reality. The world around you is constantly reflecting the state of your inner being. If you believe yourself to be powerless, lost, or unworthy, life will confirm that belief. But the moment you accept that divine power is working through you, guiding every step, you will begin to see miracles unfold. You will notice doors opening where there were once walls. You will experience moments of serendipity that seem impossible to explain. You will feel a sense of peace, knowing that you are not alone, that you do not have to struggle, that the same force that created the stars and the oceans is guiding you. God does not work through force, but through flow. When you try to control everything, when you resist, when you cling to fear and doubt, you block this divine movement. But when you surrender, when you trust, when you listen, when you allow yourself to be led, you become a clear channel for the infinite intelligence to work through. You do not have to figure everything out on your own. You do not have to push, struggle, or fight against life. Your only task is to stay open, to trust, to move forward with faith even when the path is unclear. You have never been alone, and you never will be. The power that created you continues to move through you, shaping your journey, responding to your thoughts, and guiding you toward the fulfillment of your purpose. Every great achievement, every work of art, every moment of inspiration is an example of this divine movement. Those who understand this truth walk with confidence, knowing that they are never acting alone. They speak, create, and move with a sense of certainty because they know that every step they take is supported by a force far greater than themselves. There is no need to wait for permission, for a sign, or for the perfect moment. The moment you acknowledge that God moves through you, the moment you trust that you are already equipped with everything you need, life begins to unfold in ways you never imagined. You stop hesitating, stop doubting, stop fearing the unknown, because you realize that the path is already prepared, and all that is required is for you to walk it with faith. Everything you seek is already within you. The power that created the universe is not distant or separate. It is moving through you, shaping your reality, guiding your steps, and responding to your every thought. When you recognize this truth, you no longer live in doubt, fear, or hesitation. You no longer search outside yourself for answers, nor do you rely on struggle to prove your worth. Instead, you step into a life of faith, trust, and alignment, knowing that the same force that moves the stars moves through you. Let go of the need to control, release the belief that struggle is necessary, and embrace the understanding that God's presence is always working on your behalf. Your desires, your dreams, and the visions placed in your heart are not coincidences. They are divine callings meant to be realized through you. When you align with this truth, you no longer chase, you attract. You no longer fight against life, you flow with it. You no longer question your path, you walk it with confidence, knowing that every step is supported by an infinite intelligence. You were never meant to struggle, to doubt, or to live in uncertainty. You were meant to create, to expand, and to express the divine power within you. The doors you seek are already opening. The path is already prepared. Your only task is to trust, to move forward in faith, and to allow the limitless presence of God to move through you, shaping your future into something greater than you ever imagined.